Hello, good morning. Welcome to another year's futures trading stream. Today's Friday, this is the last day of May. Let's see what the market is doing now. One of the first things that I've noticed is the market opening. Now the market opening inside previous day. Inside previous day range. Now we have this previous day range. And the market opening right inside value area. From the overnight, I have these two highs and pretty much exactly to settle. This is something this is a nuance, these three highs here during the overnight. And of course a very prominent overnight POC. You have a very prominent overnight POC also here, that is from yesterday, is it? Yeah, it is from yesterday. I'm gonna label that like 520, 529, right? Okay. This is from 529. And this is a nuance settle. I'm going to, don't forget about this. I'm going to split this profile now. And give it this appropriate area for value right here, value. As the market open here, one of the things that I have to do is quantify or establish, say, or identify if the market has confidence. I didn't see confidence. As the market was going lower, I didn't see confidence. It has left a very questionable low down here, which is yesterday's low basically, which gave us a 1, 2, 3, 4 day range, which also is in contrast with this high, right? This high here from what day is this? May 27 was exactly what POC here, which is a very questionable high. This one. Now we have another one. This is very questionable high here. Right? The market has no confidence in the low side. The action to the downside ends here, and probably now, we might see something here. Maybe attacking this high now, this 8 high that we have here. Notice that the dynamics of the opening here is the same, or were the same, that try to be replicated, but the context is quite different than yesterday. Right? Quite different. We have now inventory that is short. Right? So the counteraction is actually to the upside. Yesterday we have very long inventory. Notice where the POC was yesterday. Right? So this downside movement trying to be replicated today, it lacks context. Trying to join or sell this market just because yesterday it did the same is that's risky, to say the least. We have another number, consumer sentiment, that has just come out. There's no reaction in this market. Is this giving us an inside bar? This is more balance inside balance. The market has the opportunity to print an outside bar yesterday. It didn't, which is for me is another indication this is just short-term trading here, right? Market looks above, fails, and the ultimate destination is the opposite side of the range, which was this one. Remember, don't forget about these, okay? And this high here, these two highs here. Very, very mechanical highs. I know it's the overnight. 238 is not that high. It's not kind of like normal, around average. 150, 100, yeah, that's really low for the overnight. And what I am watching now is what the market does, right, relative to it is not unusual to see kind of wide movements in end of the months, on Fridays that falls on end of the months. That's the main thing I have. Now the PCE has been clear. Next week we have non-farm payrolls. What else? Let me check. What else do we have next week? Non-farm payrolls on Friday. ISM Monday and Tuesday. Well, ISM manufacturing on Monday and Tuesday is services. Well, so not that much really out there. Now, when market opens inside the range, that's an advertisement for chop and rotation. So the other rotation I have here. Now I want to share something else here, something that's going on here. Right. My buyer, I have a bias, and it's not to the downside. I want to check this one. Notice how volume here. Volume keeps building lower, right? But if I zoom out a little bit here, you have these areas here. One here, this is kind of like empty. This adding value here. Wouldn't be surprised if something comes here. It can come up here as well. But this part of the movement has been completed, right? Reaches the opposite side. Now you are in the valley again. And there's no valley here, there's no hip here, this is adding value here. Below we have this gap, and below that gap a significant bigger one down below. Right, we have two gaps here. Gaps are sign of change. Too many gaps. Sign of motion down market. Now, if this doesn't have extension, if this keeps collapsing, this will be a truncated. Right? This will start to form a truncated range here without extension. And that can be dangerous, right? That can signal the movement to fill this gap, even to make another attempt to fill this one here, which is also a gap that is visible in the weekly time frame. Those gaps in the weekly time frame are rare, and usually those are filled before the market keeps doing whatever it's doing. Now, it has been, now in the upper side we have this overnight that has reached 6,000. Let me show you what it is, because this is easy to forget. This overnight here. reached the 6,000, has taken much higher, but overnight trade does not repair these highs. Okay? Does not. It has to be made during the regular trading hours. It may signal the direction the market wants to go, but this could have been too fast, too far, too fast. Right. I am not looking to the downside now. No, but I'm not going to buy. That's not enough to buy. Alright. Look at what's happening with value right away. Oops, what happened here? Did I erase it? Gosh, I erased it. Let's copy this one. Oh no, it is there. Come on, man. Yeah, it is here. What happened? Notice what value is now. It is too early, right? But what I see here is value below yesterday. Now, any sign of significant buying or buyers having success doing whatever they're doing here, we see value moving at least inside. Okay, at least inside yesterday's value. Yesterday we have successful selling because value moved from higher to overlapping higher to inside. No inside, it never was inside, it was overlapping previous value area and ended a little bit overlapping lower, as you can see, right? It is subtle. Let me see, you notice this is the high. The higher previous day is slightly higher. This is overlapping lower. Alright, so the market general information is showing selling here. Also, POC migrated from, I believe, was this area. It moved lower. Alright, it moved. So there are some selling that is there. No? Can you see what's happening here? There was nothing here. There's nothing here. Now we have this action that's still up. We don't know what is the direction. But if this high is taken, I want to see volume coming here. It didn't happen. Volume did not appear here. And the lack of confidence was shown when the market stopped. You know, there was a lot of trade around 5,900. Then a lot of trades about this 21% advance, really stopping here, right? And finally buying or selling, just drying here, right? A confident selling, a confident market just doesn't stop here. Yeah, I'm going to copy this. Reference. I'm going to name it as questionable 530 low, right? It's a low that has no excess. I don't want to call it weak. I try not to do that because it gives me biases. Jim call this lows weak, but it gives me too many bias. All right, we see some upside here. Notice how this can you see the splints here? There's nothing here, right? It's happening in the same way as it happens down here. Now we have a direction. We have a direction to the upside. This is a very prominent overnight piercing. Probably this is the destination of this movement, saddle. Remember what happened here with those highs in the overnight. Let's see. Oh, there's something that comes here actually. Can you see? It's coming at high. But I want to see when this one comes here. I want to see if this one lowers. There's a pullback here, and volume starts to build up down here and keeps going higher. There is no a single way, no one way to do things here. The market has many ways to do its thing, and I don't know really what's going to be. That high is notice where it's being sold from, right? Last, this trend line here, it was from this yesterday. It is gone now. It doesn't. It is not applicable today. This spike base was from this day here. We have a spike to the downside here. But notice how lower prices were rejected the next day. Now I want to see something here. If I see selling happening, as I have been watching this selling coming in this market, but regardless of selling, the market keeps advancing, keeps moving higher, right? That's momentum behind. The selling is just fueling. The selling is fueling the upside movement. Two periods. How much volume do we have? Lower volume. Lower than yesterday. One of the lowest, if not the lowest volume for the past 10 days. Yeah, really low volume here. Notice where this high is in the weekly, below this 5-week range. The monthly is very close. We're closing the month up high here, right? If next month starts start grinding its way higher, it may take these two highs out, right? And that will give us one time frame higher. That will put the market back to one time frame higher. The weekly is buying from this trend line here, selling, buying. This is the most important to me. Trying to get back. This is the last 5-week range before the all-time high. In the daily time frame, we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, also 5 days range in which the market gets out, liquidates this inventory, some of the inventory here, and then it comes back, right? Comes back up here, and now it's building another range here. But this range, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4 day range. This was 5, and it's trying to get the opposite side of this range here. The nuance to me here is, let's check these moving averages here, right? We have this moving averages, the 200, 150, 200, 150. They are trending lower. But notice this, right? How it was fully last year. This is trending high. This this is not a clear trend to the downside, right? This have reversed, but this can reverse again. Take a look, for example, to let's take another markets here. Let's take Nasdaq. Let's take Rosa, for example. This has reversed. This is just reversing the Dow. Nasdaq is not, right? It is not. They're trying to take this highs back. This is an impressive recovery. This is a V-shaped market. This is very unlikely. To me, at least, it's very unlikely to hold here. It needs, seems like it needs some sideways trading here. We may very well have a range for the year here. You know, the left side of the range. Same goes on the years. All right. Notice how now this high is being challenged, right? And from yesterday to something I was watching here. Now this, I put this in Discord. This break that we have here, this was really fast, man. It was really fast, really fast. To join, I joined this movement based on context. What happened yesterday? You know, there was a lot of swings and downside movements were bought with buy the previous day, and that could have led to a tremendous whipsaw. And that leaves chaos, right? That leaves chaos, that make traders double guess themselves, right? By the time this happened, Bali was getting all to overlap previous day, right? It still was overlapping higher, right? But the movement make value overlap, right? Which is not a bad sign. But everything came from what was at the time daily hardback. Now daily hardback is down here. This recovery we have here, and the last rally, the late rally to close, pretty much took all that out. Now I would say the market is just, you can erase or delete all what happened here, or ignore all what happened here, and put what's happening now is on top of this. And that would be a way to watch the market. If you want to see some action going on here, right? That would be what I see here. Hardback. Why I use these hardbacks is please pay attention to these things. You know? An upside movement, anything. If there's any trade here, for example, this could be something. You know, now the hardback has reached the 5900. Next thing, we'll see market hardback coming and reaching last, or maybe settle, right? But to come over here, the market needs to come all the way up to here. Is that possible? I think it is. It is going to happen? I have no idea. But in days like this, I just expect the unexpected. There's a bunch. There's plenty of relevant references here that traders watch. I'm going to close this. We have, for example, the 200 moving average. Remember this one here. Down here we have the low, this 3-day range, which is 12, and this is the area where the market is right now, around this 12 area, which that's why I'm leaving the spike, this spike base from. What's happening here? Why can I move this? Well, from here, you know, it is from this day. It's not from yesterday. It's from the previous day. Oh, I know why. Because of these values. Let's see what number is that. 14. Oh, 14. Yeah, that's the one. It's from this day, okay? Am I going to leave it? Oh, okay, don't know where can I leave it. I don't want. Okay. Oh, well, yeah. Here, let's do it here, but let's change color so I can see it. The spike base. From this day. Oh no, maybe white. Alright, that's better. We have this 200, the 5900, this 21%, we have last, we have 7. There's a bunch of references here that traders can use to buy, to sell. You know, traders can see these areas for identify these areas as support or resistance to place their trades. And let the market settle. Yesterday I have put something in Discord. I ended the day with something here, right? Asking. Now these are questions that with time you got to answer, right? I got to try to answer. So you can this was yesterday. This kind of like a description of what we were just talking about, right? And this is very important. This is, we have to develop this. Yeah, this is a business. This is a career. It has 3 things very important. You have to understand, to get to know markets. You have to, the next thing very important is we have to get to know ourselves, and also how to build a strategy. Here. Oreja. And it's a very comprehensive business. That's why I got this, you know. I have to say, what you got out of this chart, right? What you can observe here, and what are your notes? And it doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, because we never know. We never know if it's going to be right or wrong, right? We will know just after the fact. And most traders, most day traders lose money here, right? most of them, it's a very counterintuitive business. It's a very counterintuitive business. We got we got to understand that if we keep doing what most people is doing, we will end up just, you know, in the same position. Right? So that's why I have these things. These are just a few statements, right? A few observations, right? Most people don't do homework. Most people wanna come to trade, have a second job, which is not a bad thing, right? But the expectations that come from that, you know, I'm going to trade for 30 minutes. I'm going to trade during lunch hour. I'm going to be rich out of that. You know, that kind of mindset is what I think. You need to set your expectation accordingly. You know, most traders place dozens, sometimes hundreds of trades, you know, during the session. Most traders by now, for example, what time is 10:29. Just 2 periods have come. Most traders have placed 5, 10, 15, 20 trades so far. The market has just not. Market has anything here. It is just telling us right now 2 pieces of information. Right, value is lower is one thing, but the current action is to the upside. That's the second thing. Right? Those are 2 things. Most are trying to find trades instead of waiting for trades. Most don't understand risk or what a bet is. Right? The first trade is always the entry is always speculative, always. But there's a difference between an odd-based bet and a gamble. Right? Most people don't have patience. I have 30 minutes to trade and I have to trade on those 30 minutes, for example. Or most people cannot stay and stand this market and not in front of the screen for or throughout the session. We need to learn, we need to read, we need to practice. You know? And there is nothing. This is always changing. Markets are always changing. There is not one single thing that is going to work forever, right? There's not a trade or a mentor or a guru that is going to tell us, or an indicator that I can buy that is going to fix all my issues that I have when I trade. Another little piece of information here. Little one. The market is forming a distribution. This is an inside day so far, but it's giving us a distribution. Right? Anything serious to the upside will keep that distribution open, but what serious can be if it is still inside previous day range? We have direction, yeah? We have direction. Yesterday we have a look above and fail, which targeted the opposite side of the range. Now, the low of the range has not been taken, has failed to take that low by one tick, right? That also is, that's a very well known setup for many traders, right? But the type of traders that do that are the weakest. Doesn't mean it cannot go higher. I'm not saying that. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to leave this one up for a second. I'll be back. these distributions now have been closed. As you can see, there's no more. Value is moving a little bit higher. Halvak not that much. Very prominent overnight POC. The high, this high is adding. You know, this high is not good. Look at exactly at the previous day POC. Notice where this volume came, right? Just above this high, and now it's stopping here. When it comes down, it's stopping. This is still, these buyers are still here in the market. Very questionable. Notice here, right? Notice what you have here. It dries here. And when you have this kind of action, that can be an entry actually. Right? Notice how it dries here as well. Those are the things that I look for if I have a trade. Actually to exit, right? It can be used to enter also when you have something to do. But it is still, I believe, this is my belief, that this still have potential to the upside, but it's still its value is lower, man. Value is lower. I want to see value can move higher here, at least to inside. At least to inside yesterday. If that cannot happen, remember from yesterday, what do we have? Remember I show you. Remember when I show you how volume was moving lower and value closer to overlapping lower yesterday. Slightly overlapping, but overlapping lower. Right? And I want to see that if the auction, today's auction can take value at least inside yesterday's value. If that doesn't happen, those buyers can be in trouble. The buyers can be in trouble. I don't know what happened here. I don't know what happened here. Why have this too big one? Oh, I guess I'll make it. No. This is the thing about Sierra. You have to do it, but it gives me the options to fix it as well. Alright, that's better. I can see here now first period, second period, and third period. To make it a little bit, I can compact this a little bit, and now fix it. Alright, we have a questionable high, questionable low. So what do you have here? What do I have here? Do I have anything? Do you have a market with confidence? Do you have a market that's going higher? Do you have a market that's going lower? What is the direction? I don't have anything. Okay. And remember, this is just my point of view. I don't know what kind of trader you can be, or what kind of trader you are aimed to be, what kind of trader you are. Everybody's different here. I do this stream just to put myself out there and make myself accountable to myself. It has the original idea was somehow the stream can force me to focus. I don't need it. I don't need to do it anymore. I got my focus in the market. Sometimes I stopped doing every day at 9:30 or 8:30 because I started noticing that it was it did the opposite, right? It was starting to distract me, right? I was missing opportunities. This is something really nice that I have from Sierra that I was looking. This is the last thing I wanted from Sierra. I didn't know where it was, but I'll show you something really really nice here. This is my last chart that I use, and what I have here is a footprint. So this is not these are not necessary, but I got volume, and you can see how volume really low here. Notice the difference with this kind of periods versus, for example, having candlestick periods. You don't have nothing there. But I can see where the volume is here, for example, right? And this one here are trades. These are trades above 50. This one is this here. So if this one holds, it may be taking maybe a little bit, but this one holds, there is some potential to the upside. So having these kind of blocks behind the volume, but notice something else here, for example, right? The volume you have here, 4,000 is nothing. If this were 9,000, 10,000, 11,000, or higher than 10,000, that would be something else. Right? That would be something else. We are having in this volume, the accumulated volume, 3 periods. How much is the accumulated volume? 3 periods is, come on, it's 9,000. In this area is 9,000 here. That's nothing, man. This is nonsense. Notice how high it has come, right to this volume here, and now let's see if this one is taken. Right, in the same way as here, this is holding. Now this is being taken. This taking, right? Can this be taken to the upside, for example? Right? Look at where the market is right now, 200 moving average. That's, everybody can see that. That is an area where a lot of people buy. Oh, this is support now. This is support. The market is not going to come below this area, this level. When the market crosses that area, oh, this now is resistance. Let's sell this market. I have to sell it. It has collapsed. Market is stopping right at 200 moving average. Is an indication who is here, who is doing what here. Alright guys, Hope you have a wonderful. Well, unless you have any questions, I will be calling it a day here for the stream. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, wonderful trading day. Have a excellent, have a great weekend. Right? See you. Bye bye.